considered the first mass-produced automobile. Today we're in Richmond, Indiana at the super cool Model T Museum. So how did the Model T Museum get started?
Everyone asks that question because we're in Indiana. We're in Richmond, Indiana, for goodness sakes. But it was started by Jay Clayfoth. He was an executive with Ford. And when he decided to retire, he wanted to come home, and he's from this area. He also saw the importance of the Model T and said, why isn't there a museum solely dedicated to the Model T and its impact on the world?
Yeah.
And so he started it with a few of his vehicles, a few that were on loan. And from there, it grew into 46 vehicles and a Pete and Pole airplane.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, when was the Model T era?
So that would have been from 1908 to 1927. Mm-hmm. And in that time, they produced 15 million Model Ts.
15 million?
15 million.
Wow, that is the birth of mass production, I suppose.
It is. And Henry's goal was always to make it affordable so every person could have a car. And, you know, by the time it really got up and rolling, about half the cars in the driveways were Model Ts. But when he took the concept of the assembly line and used it in the plant, he could make them much quicker, much more affordable.
Well, how affordable was it?
Started out, they would have been around $800 and some dollars.
Okay.
When he started using the assembly line, he was able to drop that price. So you could get a Model T under $400.
Really?
Yes.
So in today's terms, I think I read 825 was about $28,000. So it would be half that then?
Yes.
That's really remarkable.
But remember when we talked earlier, they were making $5 a day.
Right.
So that was a good part of their salary to get a car.
Right. Well, you know, they call it a Model T. Why the T? What's T?
Well, Henry didn't have success with everything he did, as we know, but he actually started with the Model A.
Okay.
And he produced 8 cars before he produced the Model T, and that was the one that was the car that was perfect.
Okay.
So the vehicles that came before that, we call them the alphabet car because they're A, B, C, K, N, T, you know. It is amazing.
So they went A, B, C, D all the way to T?
Not all of them were produced.
Okay.
But we believe that he had prototypes with each of the alphabet.
You know, when I was a kid, I always heard Tin Lizzie. They were called, is that the Model T? It was called a Tin Lizzie?
Yes, the Tin Lizzie. Okay. There's a lot of theory around that, but the one I believe is probably correct. The Model T was a much lighter car.
Okay.
So they called it a tin car.
Oh, okay.
And then Lizzie was another term for a horse or a mule. So they were, you know, comparing it to the animals they were used to pulling their vehicles.
I see. What's a fun fact that everybody needs to know about the Model T?
It's not just a cute little car. It really changed history.
Yeah.
And just giving people leisure time, and roads were built, gas stations, grocery stores.
Right.
And it really created middle class in the United States.
Now, as far as your Model T museum, are you like the biggest one?
We are the only ones solely dedicated to the Model T.
These are all complete, they all run?
We could have any of them running in a matter of minutes.
No kidding.
Every one of them.
Well, thank you so much. This is great.
I appreciate you being here and helping show off our beautiful museum.
Oh yeah, we could stay here for hours. So. The Model T Museum is a great place to visit. Take a road trip. It's a great reminder of how basically the Model T put the world on wheels. I'm Barney Wood. Thanks for watching.